So if you're just jumping in, the Mire is my 1/18 scale spaceship playset that I rebuilt last year. This video is a narrated tour of some of the ship's accoutrements and a highlight to some of its crew. Be sure to check out part 1, but you might as well hang out and watch this one now. I've also got significantly scruffier since the last video, and this is driving me crazy. I wanted to thank all the channel members and Patreon supporters by adding their avatars to the ship's crew. You'll see them throughout this vid with this badge next to their crew name. If you're interested in becoming part of the crew or just supporting the channel, check out our Patreon. Well, that's enough out of me and my face. Narrator Dom, why don't you jump in?
Yes, now, where were we?
Oh, right. In case you haven't noticed, things tend to happen on the Mire. Violent things. The deck security are the ship's first human line of defense. They've received upgrades since the villainous Haste incident, with better protection and more lethal firearms. Some of the DS's Harak members were assigned to the visitor reception as backup for the screening personnel. It's like the old saying goes, sometimes people won't take warning until you stomp in their face. And then there are times when situations get a little too volatile even for the DS, and they need some additional firepower. Team Laser acts as the ship's SWAT team, with precise energy weapons that won't cut through the hull, but will cut through most personal armor. Most. Security bosses are the latest class of ship security. Acting like detectives as opposed to regular beat cops, they're responsible for preventing incidents from even occurring by probing the ship's systems and monitoring any guests. Lieutenants Campbell and Bronson are the security officers in charge of everything from Team Lasers to the smallest parasite drone. As a last resort, the ship can call on for infiltration threats. Recently, you've probably seen these red and black clad personnel roaming about the ship. They're an 8,000 strong private military company named Red Tarantulas. This Valen PMC is en route to Helith to take part of a massive counter-rebellion force to stop its insurrection. This brigade is composed of 5 combat battalions. Call sign Gamma leads 1st Battalion, while call sign Play leads 2nd. Here you can see them drawing weapons and ammunition from the ship's arms room, which is run by Chief Gulzen. Your call sign must be Jim Gaffigan because you are making me laugh. No, you may not have a flamethrower as you are not qualified in its operation. Please stop asking me questions as I am not a helper robot. Like any good leader, Merc 5 Spinelli knows how to overcome pushy bureaucrats with tact and cake. The ship's vehicle bay can house a company's worth of medium armor and often acts as an assembly or prep area for transient ground forces. As opposed to the Red Tarantulas, Pixie Platoon is not a PMC, but a regular Army unit from the Raptor Union. This platoon is also part of the Counter-Rebellion Task Force. For a Union, claiming to send forces to put down a rebellion is the perfect way to seize up natural resources. Okay, so the bridge is lacking a little bit. I know, it's crucial for a ship to be able to run, but it's not crucial for play. The boys and I don't spend too many games playing like Star Trek or Hunt for Red October. Yet. With their superior onboard silicone intelligence, Valen's ships require only a handful of staff to actually operate its weapons, engineering, and navigation. Here's the ship's second in command, Commander O'Hara, a fine executive officer already selected to command a ship of his own. In his 2 years of commanding the Mire, Captain Valier has spent more time outside of Valen's space than within it. Diligent, fastidious, and calculating, this avid coffee drinker also has a soulful side. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. But also, you there, stop! Your uniform looks like you stole it from some vagrant. Why do you insist on embarrassing this crew? He's a huge pain in the... I couldn't take that any longer. This video took 13 hours to edit. If you could please hit like, it'll prevent it from being buried. We're a really small channel and the algorithm doesn't really like us. But you can help us overthrow our robot overlords by sharing this video and spreading it across the internet like a virus. Are we the bad guys? When it's not hauling troops to cancel rebellions, the Mire finds itself acting as an exploration vessel. Its massive vehicle bay houses a full suite of non-combat equipment. Modification stations allow the teams to convert their equipment for whatever diverse or hostile climates they may face. From the single-pilot ray diver to the locally designed bubbler. I installed that light, by the way, super proud of that. The Nabber is a specimen retrieval truck used for sample gathering and bringing them back to the ship. No, man, I don't need to find a latrine. I got this here spacesuit. I can pee in it whenever I want. Like right now. Deck security is ever present here, just in case the teams bring back any unwanted hitchhikers, or one of them becomes infected by a zombie mutant virus, or any of the other catastrophes that frequently happen on this ship. She's not supposed to be here. I swear these red tarantulas are everywhere. Meet this ship's xenobiologist, Dr. Z. Too impatient to wait for quarantine procedures, Dr. Z set up his office in the bay, letting him analyze samples the moment they're offloaded from their vehicle. The exploration teams have hard light vac suits that not only protect their lungs from toxic gases, but are also impact resistant. Looks like Dr. Z is loading up for another mission. The roamer truck is serviced, gear loaded up. The team sets off for Port Adeline, an undeclared settlement between Valen and Sela trade state space. Wonder what he's doing trading with Dockmaster Jeff. But I think we'll cover that adventure and playset in future videos. Let's continue. Landing Bay Crow is a small bay set into the ship's prow and is used for routine deliveries of supplies and crew personnel. Two trusted delivery agents are Pidge and Squire. Quartermaster, callsign Outer Multiverse, receives a crate with Torah Empire labels all over it. Weird. A hauler bot drags the crate into Cargo Bay Bravo, the ship's small parcel receiving area. The bay is manned by Quartermaster Linguist and his assistant bot, who work closely with Multiverse to process the shipment. A personal firearm is always in reach. Being at any access point to the Mire means that the quartermasters have to be ready. Get down! No, wait! Spec 5 Bjorn wants to remind you all, for no related reason, that life-saving equipment like these breathers or first aid kits can be found in easy access terminals throughout the ship. As you tour the ship, you may see vents like these. Please, don't stuff your trash in these as they are crucial for the ship's air circulation. I'm sure that's nothing. Probably just a clogged filter. Let's move on. The greenhouse helps with water purification, oxygen cleansing, and pharmacological research, as well as furnish decorative hybrids around the ship. Dr. Merck, the Mire's lead biologist, spends most of their time here researching new samples. Their work is integral, especially when encountering new worlds or life forms, and biological countermeasures will have to be developed. What's interesting is that his assistant, Rober, was only recently added to the ship's roster, but there is no record of his transfer. Also, no one can tell what species he is. Is this like where I can get some like organic fruits or something? These guys are everywhere and it's really annoying. The greenhouse and exploration workstations can only provide cursory experimentation. The ship's lab offers a much more robust facility for scientists like Dr. Merck and Z to expand their research. The lab is capable of fabricating materials for chemical, biological, and engineering experiments. It can only produce rapid prototypes as it lacks a full-scale production. Like this upgraded firearm that Lieutenant Colonel Gamma is receiving a demonstration on. Just can't escape these red tarantulas. The ship's dining hall, or galley, is located at the ship's aft on Deck 4. This can be utilized by both crew and guests. Like these red tarantula mercs. Just can't wait for them to deploy and get off this ship. That's Agent Payne. Don't let his dressed down appearance fool you. He's part of the Psychops Division, an interagency branch that swears their personnel have minor telepathic abilities. Just a bunch of mumbo-jumbo to me. Oh, I think I'll go to the science lab and volunteer to be a test subject for Dr. Merc. Even with an automated kitchen, people still crave the personal touch of a human chef. Chef Shane makes one incredible bacon, lobster, and mac and cheese dish. Calling this a lounge is a misnomer. Yes, it's a place where personnel can drink and relax, but it's more of a seedy dive bar than an upscale pub.
Yeah, let's get slammered! Ho ho ho! Chug, chug, chug!
Despite its lack of decorum, it's a place where crew like Quartermaster Linquist can relax after a day of surviving a near-death experience from a Toro war machine. It's not clear how it started.
Don't puke, you gotta drink it!
But then again, it seldom matters.
I'm gonna cave in your skull and use it as an ashtray.
Maybe I'll just drink in my room tonight. Personal quarters are located at the ship's aft. The rooms are sparse, with just enough space for 2 guests to squeeze a pack's worth of belongings into.
But not me. I dodged that massacre and left those idiots to rot.
I just wanted to know if the bottom bunk was taken or not. Excuse me, we were told these quarters were reserved for us?
Those culprit leeches got what they deserved.
You're kidding me, right? I'm gonna go see if there's a spot in the civilian quarters. You should... You know, maybe you're actually good here. Civilian quarters are shared living spaces, but not quite as packed as the barrack-style rooms the infantry have. Usually reserved for mid-tier crew members like Dr. Z, who has converted his space into yet another lab. Good news! I just heard the Red Tarantula's commander, Old Slim, is pitching his final mission brief to the task force commander. They'll be deploying to Hela tomorrow. Yes! Okay, so the medbay is also unfinished. Excuse me. But at the very least, it can treat lower triage patients. And here you have the ship's chief surgeon. Oh, we just received word the Red Tarantulas have made contact with the Hela Guard. This is the first major ground battle on the planet. Let's head to the bridge and see if we can...
This is Eagle 7. Hold dry. Copy that. You're 2 clicks south of the LZ.
Quartermaster Outerverse tries to command the chaos that has erupted on landing pad Crow. Crash medics rush to the deluge of patients. Not everyone survived the flight to the ship. The medbay becomes a nightmare of moans and blood as the surgeons are quickly overwhelmed by the number of urgent patients. The treated find refuge in their bunks, but not all wounds from combat are physical. You can find more about the Red Tarantula's combat tour on Hela